Hey y'all, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to check out another one of my videos. And today we're going to be diving into a brand new palette, which always gets me so excited. If you're new around here, my name is Katie. I love eyeshadow palettes, makeup in general, but eyeshadow palettes definitely have a special place in my heart. And today we're going to be trying the new Musee Beauty Van Gogh palette. It's all themed around Van Gogh's Starry Night, I believe is what it's called. Sorry, I'm not very well versed in the arts and whatnot, but here is the outside packaging and the inside is totally in theme with the outside. I absolutely love that about it. But yeah, here is the color story. Isn't it beautiful? I was so excited when they reached out and asked if I wanted to try their newest palette. They had sent me their Impressionism palette, which I am actually still using. I just started using at the beginning of this month, and the way they sent it to me, it seemed like it would be a one-off thing, but when they launched this, they did send me an email and say, hey, do you want to try this palette? And I was like, of course. It's like a grungy palette with those pops of yellows in there, and there's a really nice grungy green. Yes, please. So I am super excited to have it today to share with you guys. So we're gonna get right into it and just do a little first impressions tutorial video with you guys today. I do want to do a palette bingo with this. I just think it'd be fun, a little bit different. I feel like there's so many fun ways I could go with this, so I'm just gonna have it randomly select for me and I'll figure it out as I go. But yeah, with that said, we can just dive right in. Before I do that, I should also say that the packaging on here is a bit different. It's kind of like one of those, makes me just think of a box. It's a little bit thicker than the other one. The other one is just like a traditional palette. It's flat, it closes. This has a little bit of a more like a shadow box to it. So there's a little lip around the mirror that kind of catches and closes it inside. And then the other thing I wanted to mention is it does have a pretty strong smell to it. It's not like a chemical smell, nothing like the She Glam palettes. I just think of that because that was really strong and very, very worrisome, but it's just a smell. But usually it goes away, after a few times of using it. They do have a little bit of information on the back. It's vegan, the packaging is recyclable, cruelty-free, 12-month shelf life, and yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and change out my lens so we can zoom in a little bit closer, and then we will pick out the numbers for the palette bingo and cross our fingers that it's a good one. Okay, so in the Van Gogh palette, I just stuck my nail into it. Why am I so clumsy? Anyway, we have 9 shadows as you can see. So let me go ahead and punch this in, and then let's see if I can be that YouTuber who doesn't forget and just clicks them all. We're gonna do 5 shadows. That's usually what I pick. So let's go, let's see, we got 5, 4, oh, what was that? I don't remember. 5, 4, 8, 9, and 2. 5, 4, 8, 9, 2. Let me swatch them out. Okay, oh dear. There were only 4 shimmers in this palette, and I got 3 of them. Of course, and only 2 mattes to work with. This will be interesting. It's not too hard, so I'm not going to complain too much. I just kind of gripe about, like, why didn't I get the fun little bright yellow there? That would have been pretty. Or the bright, nice mustard mustard yellow there in the mattes as well. But we can make a really pretty look with this. I'm not exactly sure what to do with this brown per usual. I feel like I'm just, what do I do with you? I think I'm gonna put this, well, you know what? I always do this. I end up sharing what I'm gonna do, and then I end up changing it. So let me go ahead and just prime my eyes. I'm gonna think a little longer, and then we can jump right into it. Did I even show you? These are all the shadows. I always forget to make sure I'm in frame. All right, so I used the Gerard Clean Canvas Eye Base to prime my eyes, and now we are going to jump right in. And I'm going to take that shade here, which was Cottage from the palette, and I'm going to put that on the inner portion of my lid. Gotta make sure I'm in frame. Okay, so we're only on our first shade, but this shade is really, really nice. Absolutely no issues with it. And it's also one of those shades that builds up nicely. So if you want to start slow and then gradually build it up to get the depth that you want, I feel like I got it pretty darn easy. And yeah, it's a nice deep shade. I like this. So it's starting strong. Let's go ahead and move over to the other matte that I'm going to use, and it is the Cypress in the middle. I was very glad I got this shade. Not gonna lie, you guys know me and my love for these greens, and I'm gonna stick it on the rest out this way. Oh, that pigment. Do you guys see that? That looks great. Let's see how it blends out. Okay, that was pretty nice. I dipped back in twice, but like I literally grabbed barely any of it and I knocked it off. I just wanted a touch more color. And it blended out pretty well. I feel like it blended out easiest, this outer corner, especially when I did pick up a little bit more and kind of went back in there. When I was just trying to blend it out without adding any more product after the initial like set down, it wasn't really wanting to move too much. So yeah. That looks really nice. Okay, I also wanted to throw out there real quick, I just realized that I had left the monitor volume on for my son. He's sleeping right now. So I'm sorry if there was more like background staticky noise. I usually mute that when I film. Anyway, let's continue. I feel like this will be really pretty, kind of a cut crease up here. Then this will be really pretty out here. Brown, like maybe front and center. We'll try it. It might be interesting. The color choices might be a little bit wonky, but it should all flow well, and like quality wise, I should be able to see that it, you know, it works well and whatnot because they're all shimmers. They should all go into each other, and I don't think any are glaringly gonna rub each other the wrong way. So with all of this work I'm gonna do, I'm gonna first, let's pack on the outer corner, and then I'm gonna put some glitter glue on for the cutting the crease, because I do want this purple that's gonna be mainly kind of cutting the crease to really pop, so I want it to have a tacky base. So let me go on in with, what it was, that Blossom, that shade right here. We're gonna pack it on the outer corner. All right, that looks really nice and like nicely pigmented. I'm probably gonna end up bringing it over a little bit more, but just since I'm putting so much on the lid, I'm gonna be a little conservative. But yeah, that looks nice. It looks nicely pigmented with a brush, and it looks like it should blend easily into that blue as well, which is good to see. Or the blue, the green in the crease, the matte green in the crease. It looks like the two should mesh nice and it won't do anything funky there. I feel like I'm just like not really too chatty, and it's going so well that it's going very quickly. But anyway, let's go ahead and put on this NYX glitter primer. I'm sorry I'm not chatty. If you guys enjoy the chatty, let me know. I do plan on doing more like that, but today, more like, you know, where I kind of talk as I do my makeup and do a first impressions and talk about a subject. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with this little brush that is nice and flat, and I'm going to take that iris shade, this purple shade, and I'm gonna really do a really sharp cut crease, and I'm gonna leave a hole in here to put that brown. I think that'll look pretty. Let me do the other side and then we'll stick that bronze in there. Yeah, I'm liking how this looks. I feel like this purple bleeds into that blue really nicely. We're gonna have to see if putting that bronze shade here absolutely ruins it. This is Terrace. We're gonna pop that on the middle. You know me, I just love all the interesting color combinations. So we'll see what happens. Why am I doing it on this side? Let me swap over to this side. I just feel like you guys can see it a little bit better and I can look in my mirror. That's why I usually do this side for you guys. Okay, it's definitely questionable. Definitely not the best color to put here, but we're working, you know, trying to work with what I got. I don't know. What do you guys think? I feel like it's a pop of interest because when I'm looking straight on, it's almost like it's just a brown. Maybe I'll put a little more of just like a normal bronze. I'm gonna bring it more in here. But then, you know, when I close my eyes, it's like that pop of purple up there. I think it's kind of cool. You can absolutely let me know if I'm just trying to convince myself over here and it's actually not that cool. I will say that's the one thing I like about palette bingos, because it's like if the eye look ends up questionable, I can just blame it on the fact that those are the colors I got. Whereas when I do looks and I'm trying to like combine interesting colors and it turns out bad, I have no one to like put the blame on but myself. Anyway, let me blend these and mesh all three of these together and then we'll see what it looks like. I'm not hating it though. I don't know. What do you guys think? I didn't even say, but like the shimmer quality of all three of these is very nicely pigmented. I'm very impressed. They're not sheer, they're not thin. Each one has a little bit of sparkle to it. They're not chunky, which you guys know how much I do not like a chunky shimmer that like just shows up the texture. And what was it? The blue one I would say is the least reflective, but even that one is not that bad. And for it being a darker tone, like I don't mind it not being as reflective because I'll just pretty much always use a dark tone like that on the outer corner anyway. I feel like I could spend so long just kind of meshing and blending and it would look really cool, but I also know I don't have that time to spend that long meshing and blending, so that's usually why I don't mesh the shades as much as I would like to. Anyway, I'm gonna put a little bit more green out here just to mesh where the shimmer and the matte meet. I think for the most part though, where that shimmer and matte meet out here, it's pretty much undetectable. What do you guys think? Maybe you guys can see better in the camera, but for me, like in person looking in the mirror, I really can't see it. And I'm just gonna take it up here, diffuse it out. I'm gonna do the same thing with the brown now. I don't have anything to highlight with, so I guess I'll just use what I use for my face, which is generally what I do, or should I cheat and just use the yellow? You know what, this is the first impression, so I know this is a bit of a cheat, but I'm gonna go ahead and use the Starlit yellow shade in there because, like I said, this is the first impressions. I used all of the shades on here on my lid already, so it's not like I'm, you know, not using one. Anyway, I'm gonna put a little brown in my waterline and then we're gonna do the lower lash line. Yeah, Smashbox and Brewed, if you were curious. Okay, for the lower lashes, I finally sat up late last night and washed all my brushes, so yay, I have stuff to work with. I think I'm going to, what should I do on my lower lash line? Should I just put the brown? Well, that's kind of boring if I just do what I did in the crease on the lower lash line. So I think I'm going to take the brown down here. I want to see how dark I can get this cottage. And then I'm gonna pretty much smoke it out. So let me get a fluffier brush because I just want to smoke it out. I might put a touch more green to make them meet in the outer corner, but I think I'm gonna keep the brown down here and then I'm gonna put the bronze under here. That might help tie that random bronze in the on the lid in a little bit more. So I'm gonna put this out here. Again, why am I starting on this eye? So sorry. Probably should have also picked a fluffier brush. I guess I can go into the one I used in the crease in a minute. Let me pack it on and then I'll grab the other one. What is it? This is a Van Gogh one. Nice little brush. And I'm going to use that to really diffuse it out. Again, see, I'm so sorry. This is why I usually don't do this eye because I feel like I end up going out of frame. Okay, like that. And then I'm going to go in to the Sonia G that I use that green and I'm just going to feather out here a little bit more. I'm going to be putting a wing on. You guys know me, but I want the upper and lower shadows to mesh just a teeny bit. I don't think I'm going to pull it down too far. Let's go into Starlight. I'm so sorry if you consider this a super big cheat, but since it's the first impressions, I think it would be informative for me to be able to tell you the formula, even though this is on the teeniest part of my eye look. It's still a first impression. Okay, this seems a little bit thinner, or not thinner, but a little bit less opaque. Oh, I forgot I was gonna put the bronze down there. Totally forgot about that, shoot. Let me do that real quick. After I do this, I know I'm a mess. Let me see this, because it almost just seems more of a, can you guys see that? I don't think I was in frame. Okay, it's more of a gentle. For some reason when I saw this, I guess it does look a very like pastel kind of yellow. When I first saw that, it just looked like it would be super bright. And while it definitely, I think you can build it up to bright, it does seem more of like a pastel. Okay, let me go back. I know I'm all over the place. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna go back into that Terrace, the bronze, pick some up on a brush, and I'm gonna just try to pack it on right here. This is not the right brush, but I'm trying to preserve brushes here because I hate washing brushes. So the fact that I just washed brushes last night, I'm like, don't get too many messy or you're that much closer to having to wash brushes again. Okay, ooh, I kind of like the look of that. I think I'm gonna bring it out just or bring it, you know, towards the outer corner just a little bit more. Kind of like that for everything. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put it all over here because it gives a nice amount of depth near my lash line, which I like for my lower lashes. Try not to let my eyes water. And then I'm gonna go back in with that Cottage, which is the original shade. I'm just gonna feather it out just so there's no harsh line where the shimmer stops because I don't like that. Ooh, that turns out really pretty. Yeah, there we go. I know I have shadow in my eye, so it's watering. But yeah, there is the look. I'm gonna pause here and go ahead and finish out the eyes, and I'll take some close-ups, and then I'll show you guys after I got it all finished, and we can close out this video. Alright, so here is the completed look. What do you guys think? I know it's a bit of an interesting color story, bit of an interesting look, but I feel like it's very me at the same time. I'll go ahead and stick up close up so you guys can really get up close and see, but I know that brown, or like the bronze whatever terrace, is definitely just a pop of something interesting, but I think it's also just a pop of something neat. It gives a little bit of extra uniqueness to it, I guess you could say, but yeah, I'm not mad at it, I will say that. If you're curious, what else did I do to my face? I put on some Juvia's Place lip gloss. I have Sisi. My highlighter is Pure Cosmetics. I think it's an Afterglow. I used a brown liquid liner, you guys. Proudest from Physicians Formula. I used brown, and I also couldn't find my VAM stamp, so I had to wing it myself. So if it looks a little small and a little bit askew, it's because I had to do it solo. And then my lashes are the new Maybelline Sky High Mascara. I have a video up here if you want to see more about it. But yeah, overall, I really like this look. I think it turned out really nice, and I am very much impressed when it comes to this palette and the formula. I thought the mattes, both of them, I only tried two, both of them blended out beautifully, and the shimmers were all fantastic. I thought they were very, very nice, and even the yellow, while it's still a little bit lighter than I expected, it still gives a very nice sheen to it, and I'll be very curious to see how that looks all over the lid in a look. Did I stab my nail in it again? I am the clumsiest ever, but anyway, yeah, first impressions were definitely all very positive when it comes to this palette. I had a bit of a mixed first impressions with the Impressionism palette. I did a video if you want to go watch it, but I did also use a lot more mattes in that look, and they were more brighter mattes and whatnot. This is a lot more depth when it comes to the palette, and I only used two. But with the two that I used, I was very impressed with both of the pigmentations, and I thought they meshed and blended together really nicely, but only time will tell. I'll definitely have to continue trying this out. Do you guys want to see any more looks with this? Per usual, let me know that, and if I get enough, I will definitely try and do that. It might be sometime in January though, because I have so many palettes that I want to do videos on. December is just going to be chock full, and I still won't get all the videos that I want to get out in time because not enough days in December. But anyway, yeah, that is my first impressions on the Musee Beauty's Van Gogh palette. I really do think that the packaging is beautiful, and I love the inside, how it matches with the outside. I do know another brand is launching a Van Gogh inspired, Starry Night inspired palette, and I'm definitely picking that up because it's a more brighter version of the Van Gogh, I guess you could say, like of this picture. So I think it's really, really cool, but I'll be doing a video on that whenever I pick it up. I am super excited for it. But yeah, this palette is just so very beautiful, and I know it's pretty neutral, but there's that depth to it and that grunge to it that I am all about, and it's my favorite type. If I gotta go neutral, let me go grunge, let me go greeny grunge, and I'm a happy girl. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful and informative per usual. Let me know your thoughts down below. Were you excited when you saw that Musee Beauty did a more neutral palette than their last one? Because the Impressionism palette is definitely very bright and colorful. Let me know what you thought of this color story that I put together, or I didn't put together. This look I put together with the color story that I was given. But yeah, that was going to do it for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up on your way out, as it helps me in the whole YouTube algorithm. If you want to continue getting daily content from me, I'm over on Instagram. I'm LadyKatie92 over there. But yeah, with all that said, that is going to do it for today's video. Thank you guys so very much for watching, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye guys.